Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane. Let's talk about Basketball Wives, season 7, episode 15. You tried it. Yes, CeCe tried it. Evelyn tried it all day, every day. Even, even Jennifer tried it too as well. Evelyn still had the nerve to keep saying, I said Lily. You should be like, I didn't say anything. You're apologizing. But look, the next episode, you're still talking about, I said it. I'm like, come on, like it didn't even click in your head that maybe the audience will have a problem. So that's why they didn't edit what you said out the video, out the show or whatever, because they should have edited that right out if they had your back over there at VH1. So let's get to it. Shaunie and Evelyn are actually chilling. They're having a good time. They're smoking weed. They got this big old blow up machine where they put air in it, put weed in it, and they inhale. Shaunie gets up and she tries. The first thing Evelyn says is, "Oh, look like you sucking a big old penis." Like, come on, Evelyn, you 42. You can't be saying stuff like that on TV. Come on, get a grip. Like, first thing come to your mind is penis. First thing come to Evelyn's mind is penis. And so, moving on from that, we have CeCe and Jackie. They're actually sitting on the bus with Kristen, OG, in Malaysia. And so Jackie and CeCe and OG are kind of like sitting together, and Jackie's actually talking to CeCe, telling her that she's proud of her, like, keep your head up, like, you have to stay strong, you're just gonna, don't hold things inside, just say what you need to say so you don't have to blow up, and like, I'm proud that you stood your ground, you stood up for yourself. And then you have Malaysia, she's over there talking to Christian in the back, talking about, just say I said it and I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't talking about them. Say you was talking about them. And so they did not have my back. She was like, so Malaysia was like, oh, they didn't have my, that CeCe was going to be like, oh, they didn't have my back. Like, she's going to be running back to tell Byron that. But it's true. You really didn't have her back. Malaysia, you kept going back and forth with it, with her and CeCe, because you know the deal. Christian already told you what was up and what was going on with the situation. You guys feel like, CeCe's not doing her job or her part as being big mama of the family and trying to keep the family together. If Byron doesn't want to go check out CeCe, then that's on him. And if, Thomas don't want to go check out Byron, that's on him too. Because, Christian and Thomas have to put effort into it too as well. They can't just expect CeCe to do everything. Like, she only known y'all for like 4 years, and CeCe, what's her name, Christian, had the nerve to say, CeCe's spot ain't solidified. Your spot ain't solidified. Nobody's spot is solidified. Just because you got a marriage certificate don't mean nothing. A dude will cheat. A woman would cheat, people would leave, people get divorced. That's why divorce rates are high. So just because you got a piece of paper don't mean that you solidify. Like, come on, she gonna like, you're not solidified. Like, she gotta kiss your ass to be solidified, Christian. That's what I'm saying. You think that CeCe has to bend over backwards, babysit your kid, watch your kid 24/7 while you do nothing, while you don't work, while you have nothing else going on, that for her position to be solidified with Byron, she gotta be around you, babysitting her, babysitting your daughter. And then on top of that, Kristen, didn't you tell Jennifer that you and CeCe were only surface friends? You told Jennifer that. So surface friends means like she gotta kiss your ass to be your friend. Like, come on, miss me with that. And then Malaysia talking about, oh, CeCe's gonna be like, we didn't have her back. Like, come on, you didn't have her back. And it's embarrassing to hear Evelyn again say Lily and nobody say anything about it as well. She could have said, I said blank. She didn't have to say the whole word that she did say. And so then Kristen said, how am I supposed to help CeCe when she told me to mind my business? She told you to mind your business because you were yelling and screaming in her face, in front of the ladies, like, act like you were taking her side, like you were taking Evelyn and, Jennifer's side. So she wanted to back up from the situation. And she wanted you to, like, okay, listen, I don't want no beef with you, because she knows that you or Byron's daughter-in-law, so she don't want no beef with you. She just wants to be happy with Byron and do her job and work. And if you come along in the picture, you come along in the picture. But she's not gonna be bowing down and kissing your ass. And so we have that situation where going on or whatever. So I'm just like, they're doing their thing, and it just seems like Malaysia just totally feels like, Christian is absolutely right in the situation or whatever. And she knows the whole details. She knows the story. She knows what's going on with them. It's just like, come on, stop playing these games. So, anyways, the other ladies, CeCe, Malaysia, OG, Kristen, and Jackie, they are going to be taking a tour of Amsterdam. They're going to be chilling or whatever. So, Jackie, so they're all chilling, they're taking pictures, with this big shoe or whatever. And so then Malaysia, OG's on the shoe and she like opening her leg. She said, "This is for Zaddy." And so then Malaysia like, "Oh, that's so disgusting, you nasty bitch," like calling her out of her name and getting upset with her because she said Zaddy. Come on, Malaysia, you have done more on this show. Like, why are you getting mad at a young girl saying Zaddy? Like, oh, that's so, you had did some trifling stuff. Why are you judging that girl? Like I told you guys, if CeCe wasn't there, they'd be trying to jump on OG. OG didn't do anything for Malaysia to make that nasty comment. You know what I mean? It's just like so terrible for her to even go there towards, OG for no reason at all because she said Zaddy. So moving on, and that's like the slang right now. That's what people are saying. I don't say it particularly, but I'm saying it now. I don't call nobody Zaddy, but damn, but I know she's only joking, she's kidding, she's on the show, she's just being fun, she's having fun with it. A first time that like she's not being, judged and ridiculed and shit like that. So we have that situation. So all the ladies, they gather up together, and so they're talking. And so Jackie is saying to Kristen, like, I don't know what's going on with your situation, but you shouldn't go against family. And, you shouldn't choose side. It's like you're like on both sides. Basically, your family's your family. Don't get it confused with Shaunie and Evelyn giving, Kristen a head up. Like, okay, I know Evelyn and Shaunie's your friend, but yo, don't get it twisted because CeCe's your family. This is just show. This is just TV. This is just a paycheck. Don't mess up what you really got going on at home with your family like that. So Jackie was trying to give her some advice. Malaysia didn't like the advice either, but it was real shit. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, this is just a TV show. These ladies, Shaunie, Evelyn, and Jennifer, is gonna live their life and forget about you unless they want a photo op when the show's over to still get people circulating and talking about the show while it's down for a minute or whatever. So we have that situation going on, and Kristen was like, "No, it's not that. It's not that." So Kristen saying it's not that, and she was like, Kristen was like, "I don't feel like nobody has my back. I feel all alone." And so, and then Malaysia jumps in, was like, she should never feel all alone, but how is she feeling all alone? She has you, Malaysia. She has Jackie. She has Jennifer. She has Evelyn, and she has Shaunie that are her friends that comfort her, invite her places, and are friendly with her. CeCe doesn't have anybody. Really, she only has OG. We were talking about the TV show OG, and she has, Jackie. But if Kristen's saying she feels all alone because she doesn't have anybody at the house with her, because people are probably working. CeCe's working, Byron's working, Thomas is working. You're a stay-at-home mom. You don't have daycare. You don't have none of that going on. Where's your mom at? Where's the other women in the family? Why is it put on CeCe to do everything for you? CeCe is not your mother. She didn't give birth to you. And like you said, she's not solidified. She ain't married to Byron. She don't got to bend over backwards and kiss your ass. Anybody ass she got to kiss is Thomas. That's it. And she don't even got to kiss his ass because she's already with Byron. So it's just like they miss me with that crap. I'm like, come on. And so basically Malaysia's like, she should never feel by herself. She should never feel alone. Well, Malaysia, since you got free time, why don't you go over to Kristen's house and help her babysit her baby? Okay? I'm like, yo, why are they trying to throw everything on CeCe? And so that's and it just seemed like Jackie was really trying to help, but Jackie is instigating too as well. She's getting them to talk about their issues, but not in a negative way. But Jackie did mess up when she started throwing in her daughter and her daughter's situation, talking about she gonna side with Christian about CeCe bringing the family in. Let's not talk about you and your kids, Jackie. Let's not talk about you and what Sakari has been putting out here, because I have a whole playlist dedicated to you and Sakari and the situation and how I feel about that whole situation. I felt one way at first and I changed my mind. But moving on from that situation, so now they all get ready to get on. I think Malaysia said I think somebody said that they feel like a side chick. because of, something with dinner, invited to dinner and stuff like that. And it's just that, CeCe didn't invite her to a birthday party or to dinner, because CeCe is saying that, in previous times you said no. And Christian is taking the text message way too hard. So anyways, all the ladies meet up again, and Shaunie, gathers a boat ride or whatever, so they all get on the boat or whatever, and they talking. And so then, CeCe and Evelyn kind of like get into it, and it's just like, CeCe can't win with this situation. So they get on the boat, and Jackie said, CeCe, so let's clear up the air. Let's clear up everything that's going on. And then, so that's when CeCe said, I feel like I'm not going to get along with some of the women. Then that's when Shaunie goes, what you mean some of the women? There's more than one. And so so CeCe was like, yes, Evelyn, I called you Dumb and Dumber. You're gonna hear that. I did call you Evelyn. I did say this. I said that. And so that's when Kristen jumps in to be Two-Face. And this is when Jackie calls her out. Jackie calls out Kristen for flip-flop and playing double sides, because then Kristen jumps in, and Kristen was like, "Oh, so is your beef really with Evelyn, or is it really with Jennifer? But Evelyn is guilty by association. Is that what it is? And then that she called you dumb. Is that why you mad?" I'm like, come on, if you got my back, you want me to have your back, and you want me to babysit your kid and be around, you gotta treat me better. Like, why would you want somebody around your kids that you treat like shit in public on national TV? Makes no sense, because it makes no sense. I wouldn't trust it. It doesn't seem. And like Kristen didn't have to jump in. She didn't have to say anything about, oh, you hate Jennifer more, or you hate this one more. But I guess it gave clear resolution to Evelyn. Oh, she don't really hate me. She hates Jen. So I guess everybody's cool with that. Like, it don't make no sense. Kristen could have just kept her mouth closed, but she didn't, because she wanted to be filmed, and she wanted to be on camera. She wanted to make sure that Evelyn knew that she had her side. I was just like, yo. So we have that situation going on. So is it guilty by association and all that other stuff? And so, Evelyn was like, well, if you can't handle it, don't say anything. If you can't handle it, if you're gonna talk slick, then I'm gonna talk slick. So if you can't handle it, and then CeCe was like, well, you call me dingaling, ringaling, ting-a-ting. And so Evelyn was like, no, I called you Lily. I was like, oh, she said it again. And so that's when CeCe was like, I didn't say about any of you guys not having a job or anything, because that's when Malaysia jumps at CeCe when it was at the park or whatever. And Malaysia was like, when you talk about all these women don't have jobs, you're talking about me, this and that. And Malaysia, that CeCe was not talking about you. Malaysia, you threw yourself in that. Malaysia, you wanted your 2 cents to be put in. You wanted to feel like, oh, Christian's not the only victim. I'm a victim too. You're not a victim. Neither one of you guys are victims. And it's just like, Malaysia, CeCe was not talking about you. So CeCe has to apologize to Christian. She apologized to Malaysia if I made you feel anyway. But she knows she was only talking about Evelyn and Jennifer. But, Malaysia, well, she better make it clear that she's only talking about these two and not me. You should know off rip. You family. You down for each other. You introduced them to the show. So why would she be talking about you? So that really made no sense at all. So now Evelyn, so CeCe apologized for like, I did not say that none of you women didn't work and didn't have jobs. And she did not say that. She did not. She said, let me go to your job and see what you guys be doing at work and see how you guys be acting. Let me see what's going on at your job, because they called her, they was testing her knowledge, calling her dumb, asking her where she graduated from. So let me see what will be going on at your job. Let me see what be going on at your work. And she did not say you guys don't do nothing or anything like that. They took it totally out of context. And CeCe keeps saying over and over, I didn't say you guys don't work. You guys don't do this. And so it's like, forget it. Like, she ain't going to win that argument, because they only hear one way, and that's it. So CeCe apologized, like, if I made you, I didn't mean for it to come out that way or anything like that. If you took it that way, if I may have said it that way, I'm sorry. So she apologized. Then Evelyn apologized. So they're kudos. And so then that's when Kristen jumps in again and was like, well, we need to own what we say when we say it. So 3 weeks don't go by and we don't wait until, it's too late to talk about it. And when we're all up and off for so many weeks and nobody mentioned it. So that was a shot at CeCe. and she was trying to make sure that Jen and Shaunie knew that she had their back. And then that's when Malaysia jumped in, was like, well, oh, so okay, Christian, you feel that way? Well, what about you and CeCe handle your business? And so then that's when Malaysia was like, well, you didn't invite her to dinner, you didn't invite her to your birthday party. Like, that's like, you gonna tell me that's not ganging up on her? You just ganged up on her the other night at dinner. And she was like, well, I thought Christian was busy, I thought Christian had something else going on, because she got her new friend. So basically, what CeCe was trying to say was like, yo, I didn't invite her or whatever to them events because she's with her new friends. She found her new friends. She's chilling with them. She's on the side of them. She's hanging with them. She's with them or whatever. So you know what? Let me leave her alone. When people get new friends, new boyfriends, new girlfriends, they're so busy. They're so tied up. So you'd be like, you know what? They don't care if I call them or not because they're doing their thing or whatever. So that's what CeCe is assuming what is going on. And then CeCe said, also, I invited you to this event. I invited you to some parks. She named two events that she invited CeCe named two events that she invited Kristen to, and Kristen declined. What Kristen was like, oh, because you sent me that text. And it was like, once again, Kristen taking things out of text. It's like she doesn't understand things. Like, she took what CeCe said and totally flipped it to make it like CeCe was coming at her not having a job and all the other ladies not having a job or whatever, not working, like she was better than everybody. And she wasn't coming at them like that because she doesn't even carry CeCe doesn't carry herself like she feels like she's better than people around her or the ladies that are with her. So we have that situation. And so that's what CeCe was like, well, there's some things that I can't really discuss because it's our family business. But, you're totally lying because, that text message you sent me that you didn't want us around. You didn't want me hanging around. You didn't want, Byron felt this way. Byron felt that way and all this other stuff. But we can't get into it as much because of the text messages. So it's just like, okay, here we go with this bull crap. So then we get Jackie, Malaysia, OG, and Kristen. They go riding around. They ride on bikes. They're doing their thing. And they're like, oh, CeCe's not here because she's over there at the hotel because she's feeling sick. And they laugh about that. And Jackie trying to bring up, like, you guys need to, talk or whatever. And Malaysia's like, yeah, you guys need to talk. You definitely need to talk. You need to talk. And so then we get Tammy. Tammy's with her daughter. She's having a good time. She's happy. She didn't go on a trip because the trip is toxic. Everything is toxic. And she doesn't want to do that to her health or to herself or stress herself out. She knows what's important in life. And her life now, her, Reggie, her daughters, making her money, doing her business, and just not letting petty things get to her anymore. Like, she has elevated herself where, I just don't want to do this anymore. It's just too negative. And so we have that situation going on. So then, all the ladies, CeCe doesn't go out with them when they go bike riding. And then now we got the red light district. Everybody's there except for Kristen. She stays back. And they're all having a good time. They're having fun. There's no problem. And then CeCe is talking to Jackie. They're sitting there having a good conversation. Then here comes Malaysia. And here comes, Kristen. They show up. And so now they started to talk about, like, what's going on with y'all. And so then CeCe started crying. CeCe was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the problem is. It's just too much. And she just starts crying. And then Christian was like, oh, why are you crying? You don't got no reason to cry. You shouldn't be crying. Like, how are you going to tell CeCe whether she should cry or not? Because why? Because she's getting attention and she's actually showing how she feels and she's hurt. But she can't show that she's hurt. She can't show that she has emotion. But it's okay for you, Kristen, to cry and carry your emotion all over the place and tell everybody, oh, CeCe's keeping Byron from our kids. CeCe's doing this. CeCe's doing that. But, CeCe can't cry. First you was talking to your mother last episode that, oh, CeCe means she gets fresh. But now CeCe's crying. She's doing the opposite and not yelling and screaming or being upset. You don't want her to. And so it's just like, how you going to tell her why she should cry? If she feel like crying, and that's the emotion that is going on. And that's nobody's telling you not to cry. And you clearly are crying. Now Christian is crying and she was like, oh, what about, that text message and all this other stuff you're trying to keep Byron. She feels like, so Christian feels like CeCe's keeping Byron away from his daughter and her and Thomas, they are grown people. Kristen can go down the street and go see Byron. CeCe's not gonna lock her out. CeCe's not gonna say you can't come in because I guess that's Byron's house, I believe. I don't know whose house it is, but so anyways, she can go down there. Thomas can go down there. Thomas can bring the baby down there. There is something else going on. I think Byron does not like Kristen in the way that she's been behaving. And maybe there's something going on with Kristen that Byron doesn't like, because there's actually an issue. Why isn't Thomas talking to his father about the issue? Why isn't Kristen going to, Thomas and talking to him about the issue? Why is she coming at CeCe when she really don't like CeCe, when she turned on CeCe, when she says CeCe's just her surface friend? So why does she even care? Thomas is not really probably worried about it because he's traveling, he's out of town, he's never really home. He probably doesn't even know when his father comes through or not. And it's like, she was like, oh, well, and so Malaysia and everybody that's sitting down there feels like that, oh, since CeCe is dating Byron, she should, enhance, the family relationship. But CeCe said she wants to do that, but the problem is she don't want to overstep her bounds. She's a step, and she don't want to get in the midst of things, because there's a reason why Byron doesn't want to be bothered. Because if you go way back, Christian said that, CeCe said that when Kristen was pregnant, and they didn't even know that she was pregnant until she was about to deliver, and Byron and CeCe went to the Philippines. So there was already underlying issues going on then as well. So maybe, there's a situation with Byron and Kristen, because maybe Christian's in the midst of dealing with the ex-wife and Byron situation, where she's putting her 2 cents in and trying to do whatever on the back burner, that there's a problem. Because why doesn't Kristen feel comfortable going into grandpa's house, going into taking her daughter down, walking down the street to CeCe's house? Why is it on CeCe to do any of that? And CeCe said that CeCe texts Kristen to give her the heads up of how Byron's feeling and what he's saying and what he's thinking, for Kristen to change, for Kristen and Thomas to pick up the dinner dates. When they go out to dinner, pick up a bill next time they go, or invite Byron to go out, or to bring the kid down the street, or have a conversation. CeCe wasn't trying to be negative or trying to, start trouble or be like, oh, Byron don't want you and I don't want you around. No, she was trying to give you guys the heads up so you can correct the problem. And CeCe can say whatever she wants to say to Byron. Just like Malaysia said, Byron's going to do whatever he wants to do. He's a grown man and nobody tells him what to do. But they feel like she should be more in the mix of being around Kristen. But how could she be around Kristen when Kristen is mad, two-faced and all this other stuff? Only thing I can say for CeCe to do is go down the street and pick up the little baby and bring her home and leave Kristen behind, and do that. Or be like, hey, I'm coming to pick up baby to take her to the park and stuff. Do that, or hang out like that. She could do that as well, but she can't force a man to be a part of Christian life. She can't force Byron to do that. A lot of women do that. That's not unheard of. But in this situation, it's kind of weird and kind of sticky, because it seems like Christian will take what you do and could turn it left or could turn it right. So you might thinking you having good intent, but Christian feel like you're doing something negative, because Christian feels like CeCe's actually keeping Byron away. When I thought CeCe and Christian was friends, I guess they really was never friends, because why would she feel like her friend would do something like that? You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. So they're saying for CeCe to insert herself into the business, and she could be inserting herself right out of a marriage, right out of a boyfriend, right out of a relationship. Because if Byron's more older, he's mature. If he wanted to sit down with Kristen, he could. I don't know why they don't call him up and say, what's up, Grandpa, what's going on? And they could invite him out, be like, we're going to take care of the check, we're going to do this. It's already paid for, to let him feel comfortable, because he feels like CeCe's paying for everything. He feels like CeCe might be being taken advantage of. CeCe doesn't feel that way. She's just trying to give Christian a heads up, because she's actually Christian's friend. For her to give Christian a heads up, that's actually because she's her friend, so she can rectify the mistake, because it's not much CeCe can do in the situation, because you got the father and the son and the daughter-in-law. and then the baby, and then she don't want to put herself all up in the mix of that bullshit. So let me keep going. So we got that going on. So Jackie sides with, Malaysia and Kristen, that CeCe needs to kind of like maybe just take more of a step and trying to bring the baby and close enough. And then Christian's like, oh, my baby, you don't see my baby, I live down the street, my baby, like, oh God, help me, Jesus. And so it's okay for her to cry. It's okay for her to feel sad, but it's not okay for CeCe too. So, anyways, miss me with that. And so then we got Jennifer. Jennifer, she comes down. The first thing Jennifer says is like, "Oh, I need to talk to, Shaunie, because Tammy ain't around. Tammy's always starting trouble. Tammy's always overbearing. She's overpowering, and she's pulling all the strings right now." So that's the situation. And now I got Shaunie's here. I'm gonna talk to Shaunie. I'm gonna talk to Malaysia, because I don't know what Tammy been telling. These women are grown women, and Shaunie got her own mind, and Malaysia got her own mind too as well. They're gonna make any decision that they want to make, and regardless of what Tammy feels or what Tammy thinks. So miss me with that, Jennifer, trying to throw the blame on them. And then Jennifer's like, I got receipts. AK Dragon Breath got receipts. AK receipts. Yes, my goodness, no receipts at all. No show, aka no show to the reunion, aka see you later, bye bye. AKA Jennifer said, if AKA Evelyn said, if AKA Jennifer don't make up now, we'll never see her again. She'll never be around. AKA bye Jennifer. AKA no more Jennifer around. AKA no basketball whites for Jennifer. AKA winter fresh for Jennifer. Oh, so that was some real shit when Evelyn was like, yo, listen, if Jennifer doesn't make amends with Shaunie now in Malaysia, we won't see her no more. She won't be around. I was like, ooh, she done said a mouthful. And so Evelyn is trying to get her girl back into the fold, back into the circle. Evelyn's trying to get somebody else that she likes to chill with. She likes to chill with Malaysia, but Malaysia ain't really her cup of tea. Kristen ain't really her cup of tea. Jennifer's her cup of tea, and Shaunie's her cup of tea. That's who she likes to roll with. That's who she wants to hang with. She don't really want to hang with none of the rest of, but she'll chill with y'all if we're on vacation. But that's what's up with Evelyn. So anyways, we have that going on. Shaunie knows that Jennifer is showing up, and Jennifer is going to show up, and she's going to get into it. And it seems like Evelyn's going to have a new set of brains, a new set of mind, and turn against Jennifer. I'm like, damn, I just wish Jennifer didn't go out like this, because I did like Jennifer. Oh my God, I did a lot of videos about Jennifer Williams, and I did like her. But it's like this season, she just really just went and like for the worst. Peace. I'm out. One love.